All these unmarked graves. Okay guys, we're at the bridge at Stuckeys Bridge. Now, like about 5 days ago, we were up here and Sam's flashlight started going dead. At least it's something. Your phone flashlight's better than that. And we couldn't find any batteries for it or anything, but we all thought that was weird as soon as we got here, that his flashlight was the only one that went dead.
I ain't even gonna be able to see Stucky if he is here because I mean my light just freaking blinded me. I can't see nothing but black anyway.
Oh, you weren't supposed to say that shit. Because if your camera went out, that would have been crazy.
Huh?
That's fine. I'll suffer. Okay, well, we walked from one end of the bridge to the other and didn't get no weird vibes, didn't see anything suspicious. Sorry. Okay, so me and Sam were talking earlier. You know, he had an inn, like a hotel somewhere here. We were thinking that it'd still be up somewhere, but we wouldn't know where it would be. A lot of people think that it was up under this bridge. Other people say that, okay, there's some houses like just right off the edge of this bridge up there. Some people think it was right there. And I'm not really sure. It wouldn't make much sense for me for him to put an inn up under this bridge right on the banks of the water. It makes more sense for it to be up there, but I don't know. I wasn't here, so I don't. Let's take this under. Actually,
not above, not on the sides, but under. Like
one time when I came down here, I fell through, I think it was this hole.
This hole.
Also, I have heard before that it is better. I need a stick. Spider webs. Well, you know, if you've watched Supernatural, they say like when you can see your breath and stuff, it means like there's spirits or ghosts nearby. And look at this.
Or either it should just mean that it's like 30
Can you
degrees
see my
outside
breath?
and you can see your breath.
It's not 30 degrees, okay?
No, I'm talking about like when it's 30.
Okay, there's a little bit. So people think that they put the inn like down here or like on the edge of the waters right here. So I'm definitely gonna go with the people who say he put it at them houses over there.
Would you live this close to Stucky's Bridge?
Yeah, there's people literally just right there.
Would you live this close to it?
No.
Why?
So I don't want to look out my window and just see a guy with a lantern standing there. Online, they say the biggest thing they hear is chains hitting the top of the bridge.
I heard the
and
chains.
his body hitting the water, making that splash sound. Dude, what if the only way to draw Stucky out is to, like, antagonize him, aggravate him, make him mad, threaten his existence on this bridge?
By basically necessarily doing what?
I don't know. Follow my lead. Where you at, Stucky? I actually don't want to yell too loud. There's people living right there.
Yeah.
Stucky! Ah! Stucky! If you don't get up here right now and show me your seat, I'm gonna come up there and I'm gonna beat you up. You, Stucky! You! You know, I don't believe in you. You know what? This is my bridge now. Teenagers gonna start coming up here spray painting my name against this bridge. Yeah, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, we're even gonna change our last name to Dalton. Sam
yeah,
and Andrew Dalton.
we're the Dalton gangs. Everyone's gonna be fearing us at this bridge.
I don't think he's antagonized.
No one believes in you, Stucky. You're dead. You're a dead ghost man. Yeah, and one of our friends, Tay, he came here with some of his buddies, and he like swears up and down that they heard like a lot of chains up here, and they took off running and they just left because they kept hearing chains banging on stuff. And the bridge, they said it was shaking, but I personally think that that's because they were all running off of it. The chains and people hearing the body splash. Another thing is people see his body or like his ghostly figure standing on the edge of the water holding a lantern, and others just see him there. And sometimes people say they see him hanging from the bridge. Or actually it's probably this one, right?
Honestly, if I pictured him hanging from the bridge, I'd picture him hanging him off from right here down toward the water.
How would people see that without looking over the edge?
Well, yeah, that's true. Well, dude, that'd be freaky.
Also, how would you cut his body off of that one and him fall into the water?
They might, like I said, that's why I would think they hung him off of something like this, hanging over that way.
Or hanging him on top of that one right there.
Yeah, that's my personal opinion.
See, there was a guy up here one time when we were up here that said that Stucky's buried at a grave at a church right down the road from here. And he said all the bodies that they have found that were under this bridge are buried there too. But we were thinking if they cut Stucky's body off of the noose and he fell into the water, they can't just go into the river, find him, and say, oh, this one's Stucky. We'll bury him right here.
So,
and mark his grave like that. Like, how would he know?
If they did bury him, they probably had just like 15 or 16 people just buried, not knowing if it was one of them was Stucky or one of them wasn't. They probably just had a random group of 15 or 16 people.
Okay, fun facts. Earlier I read that this isn't the original bridge. They were rebuilding it, making it better for the old vehicles that they had back in to go back and forth across the river. And when they were reconstructing it, that's when they found all the bodies and like figured out that, hey, Stucky killed all these people and yada yada yada. And I guess that's where they buried all the people in that graveyard, and I guess they think that they...
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, I heard that.
Y'all heard that?
Yes.
I didn't hear anything.
Honestly, that could be anything. Anything can make splashes in the water.
Could have been a flish thing.
But I think they're all on the same side of the bridge, though.
This guy said that more stuff goes on at the graveyard. He said you can hear all the people whispering back and forth and stuff like that. I'm not sure about that. I'm not too really familiar with it. We ain't never been at nighttime. He said that, I mean, it's a good chance that one of them might have been Stucky, but it's not for sure. He said Stucky's buried at that graveyard, which makes us think he's going to have his own tombstone that says Stucky. But I don't think we're going to see no tombstone because they didn't have the equipment back then to identify the people. They didn't have the technology and stuff back then.
Yeah, nobody back then knows Stucky's actual name, so no one knows if he's actually been found or not. Because online they said the only name that everybody knows him by is Stucky. They don't know a last name or a middle name or any relatives. It's just Stucky. Now you can do some research about the Dalton gang, but I don't think you're going to find much. Because he was a member, but I'm sure there was a lot of members.
But the way I'm reading it, it makes it sound like the Dalton gang was just like a few brothers, and their last name was Dalton.
True.
That's what I was thinking because like I thought it was like.
So maybe if we find a tombstone that says Stucky Dalton, then that one's the golden one.
Then we'll know.
Now we're going to the graveyard and see what we can find there. So we made it to the graveyard.
But then again,
so I guess the tombstone we are looking for is like really, really old ones. Since it was like in the 1800s.
And that's probably in the very back.
Yeah.
what are you trying to say?
I don't see any old ones. All these are recent.
Yeah. How recent?
Here you go, some old ones right here. Check these out.
It's not old, it's just the color of it.
You're right, Melanie. They're not old. That's just what they're colored like. You know, that's like unreadable.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, it looks like we're headed in the right direction. Looks like it.
Dude.
1886.
It
1986. That's not him. Well, yeah, so the guy said that there was all the activity happens here instead of that bridge. It doesn't look like there's anything going on here.
There's that bird.
And there's a lot of old tombstones, but like not old enough, and they're all named. And none of them are even close to what we think it is. I saw that too. Run, go, 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 go! We just left Melanie! Go over, right here, right here, right here. Come over here by this tree.
Dude, what the freak?
Just turn your lights off, turn your light off, turn your light off. I don't know what that was. Sounded like somebody was standing over there. I just heard talking. Sounded like they were really close, but at the moment I don't see anybody. I really don't. It's crazy.
Don't enter flashlight. No.
Look at all these freaking crosses.
All these unmarked graves. So these
I'm guessing that
probably are where the builders found all the bodies and decided to put them out here because there was no way to identify them, so they just stuck crosses there. Because there's no names on the crosses, it's just stuck
so
in the ground.
basically when they found the bodies they didn't know who it was to identify
Dude,
them.
look at this.
So,
It's like someone's been digging these people out.
so basically they didn't know who it was.
Husband and wife.
1895.
They didn't crosses.
Hey, wait, this one's got a name.
Someone died in a car or something.
It's by a stone.
It doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Just a stone.
These are actually probably the people Stucky actually killed. And Stucky actually might be buried out here. But they might not have got Stucky. They might have got just people. But this is a lot of people.
Yeah, like Sam said, Stucky could be one of these people. So that guy could have partly been right. Well, I mean, if he was right, he was all the way right. There's no partly about it. But there's just really no way to tell if Stucky's out here or not. But yeah, the only thing that happened to us was just a while ago. We can't explain that. There was like just no way to explain that, what just happened. It was really crazy.
And it's not even on the graveyard. It's like a graveyard, then a fence, and on this side of the graveyard, on this side of the fence, is where the crosses are at.
Also, what could be a big helper for this ghostly stuff to be shown is like a lot of stuff never happens to us or anybody when the camera is rolling. It's always afterwards.
I ain't
Which
going back over there.
I've had a lot of stuff happen to me in like the past year, but I'll talk about that later.
We'll
And
make a
another video.
specifically just talking about that.
Yeah, eventually we're gonna make a video just talking about like experiences that we've had and stuff like that. So
haven't
stay tuned for
necessarily-
that. That's gonna be a really good one, I think.
I haven't necessarily had as many of experiences. It's mainly him because there was a while that I wasn't doing the YouTube videos with him, and he wasn't videoing, but when he was with his friends, he did say he's seen a lot of stuff. It's just like as soon as he cut the video on, everything just stopped like they knew.
It's not like I've never been in haunted places before where that stuff couldn't happen. I never believed in any of that, like spirits showing and stuff. I thought that was all fake and everything until it actually happened to me. I'll explain all of that in another video. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, or even if you did enjoy it, it would help me out if you left a like. And even if you want to, if you absolutely want to, please click the subscribe. I don't care if you turn the notifications on like other people do, alright? Just hit the button, you know? Hit the thumbs up. Help me out. Help me out here.